Welcome back, everyone. It's a bedbugs paradise these days, apparently, according to this article. So, as I mentioned in the first part, I guess this started to hit the news around Paris Fashion Week last year when there was a sudden outbreak of bedbugs in Paris and it was scaring the celebrities. But I guess then due to people traveling around, it soon became news in the UK and then in other countries across Europe. And I think finally, maybe a month ago, was it? It started to hit the headlines here in Korea. Everyone was worrying because they were finding bedbugs in their homes. So I didn't really know much about the history of bedbugs until it was in the press or until I read this article. Apparently bedbugs have been very common throughout history. Again, they're very small. They live around sort of living creatures, and they feed off us essentially and other animals. But they are harmless. They don't carry any diseases that are infectious to animals. They tend to hide away from light and from movement. They're easily scared. So they tend to hide away in crevices and tend to come out at night, which is why we call them bed bugs, because if you do get bitten by one, or you do see one, it's probably going to be in bed at night. And they were very common all through history. But then around, I think, mid-20th century, the use of pesticides was becoming more popular, and the well-known DDT apparently was mentioned and used quite commonly to get rid of bedbugs. But unlike bedbugs, DDT is really harmful to humans and can even cause death. So now it has been outlawed, you can't use that one. And so far they haven't made or discovered any other pesticides which successfully kill off bedbugs. So I guess bedbug populations took a huge hit and went really down low in the middle of the 20th century. But since then, populations have been getting back together and multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. And I suppose today there's so many of them, people are starting to notice once again. But whether or not we really need to get rid of the bedbugs is debatable. Like I said, it's not actually harmful. It doesn't really cause a problem. Most people don't even feel or notice them because they're so tiny and they tend to hide away when we're out and about. So yes, I'm really glad I read this article, because I thought, now I think, maybe it's not such a big problem after all.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel now you've read this article? Are you more worried or less worried?
Well, yeah, I wasn't so worried in the first place. Like, if there's bed bugs, it's not the worst thing in the world, because I didn't know anything about them. But now, since I do, I'm like, it's not the worst thing in the world. And so I guess I felt a little bit better. I think I always feel better when I understand things more. And so since I know their history, I almost feel sorry for them. Like, imagine, like, okay, we're gonna go on vacation, and then like almost your entire species dies out, and then you work hard to get back. Yeah. But now you're able to travel the world easier, so 6 in one, half a dozen. But yeah, I think I'm feeling better. Especially the no diseases part.
Yes, we're not going to catch anything.
They're not no mosquito.
Yes. So I guess people now must be thinking, is there something I can do to keep the bugs out of my house? I think they mentioned steam cleaning things. Washing and steam cleaning, but they're actually quite hard to get rid of them. So do you have any tips? What are some good ways to keep bugs out of your house?
Well, if they're not in your house already, then what you can do is try to be as clean as you can after entering the house again, because they can travel on things like your clothing, shoes, things like that. So, try to keep your shoes at the door. Make sure to clean the area around where your shoes are quite frequently. And then, your clothes, you should be changing them when you get home, as soon as you get home, putting them in the washer to be washed or whatever. Even in a bag if you're really going to be really careful about it. But in the end, like, you can do all these preventative things, but you can't, it's very hard to see them, or impossible sometimes. So you just do your best.
Yeah, I was thinking with bed bugs, am I even going to know? Maybe I have them already and I just don't know.
There might be some day in the future where we have quarantine showers before entering the house.
Oh no, come on, we can't take it that far, can we? I mean, Do you think there might be bed bugs in your house?
I doubt it, but again, it said most people don't even know.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any bed bugs. We did have I think they're little tiny weevil type population that spread because of some rice that fell down, and they were like loving that stuff. And we're like, where are these bugs coming from? But got them all destroyed,
Yeah, I guess
removed.
that's a good tip. Yeah, make sure there's no food left out, or
True, yeah.
even small amounts that could attract insects.
Wash your hands.
Yes. Oh well, some useful tips there. Yes, but also not to worry too much. I guess if you are desperate to find out if there's bed bugs in your house, the advice in the article was to check the sockets, you know, the little plug sockets that often that's where they go to hide in the daytime. So maybe look in there. Although I think I won't bother with that.
No.
I'm just going to let them be happy.
When you plug something in and they're there, do they get like electrocuted to death?
Yeah, don't they die?
What is that? Huh.
I don't understand, yes. But anyways, it's time to take a light-hearted look at the vocabulary section. You know, don't take it too seriously, but absorb it gently. And we'll see you in the next article. Bye-bye.
Lighthearted.
Lighthearted.
Ingest.
Ingest.
Crevice.
Crevice.
Pesticide.
Pesticide.
Eradicate.
Eradicate.